Hello, welcome back to my channel where today I'll be turning myself into a Gelfling. Today I'll be turning myself into a Gelfling, which are creatures from Dark Crystal, which is a world created by Jim Henson, who most people know from the Muppets. I've already started with my base on and some contact lenses in. I've got some nice purple contacts today because I wanted myself to look like a Gelfling with the soul being sucked out, because that bit used to really freak me out, but now I just think it looks really cool. So I think I'm going to start with the general face. I've got a reference picture up of Kira. I haven't seen the new TV show, so I'm just going off like the original. I don't know whether they look the same or not. I believe there's a green one. That's the only one I've really seen. But anyway, we're going off of a picture of Kira that I found. So she's got like blush, very wide mouth, some freckles, kind of big bags under her eyes, and then I don't believe she has eyebrows. I can't fully tell. Yeah, I don't think she has eyebrows. I don't think Jen had eyebrows either. Either way, we're not doing eyebrows today. But we're gonna start with some blush. And for my blush, I'm gonna go with a mixture of the two oranges from the James Charles palette, just to make a more like moggy blush tone orange. We'll see if this works. It might be a little bit bright. I might remove one contact. Oh, I think that'll work. Yeah, I'll do the blush with one contact off just to make sure it matches. Because I can see through them, but just not very well. So the reason I wanted to do this today was because I was watching Labyrinth last night, which I do prefer to Dark Crystal. I do like Dark Crystal, but Labyrinth is definitely my favourite. And I was originally going to do a Labyrinth look, but my favourite character in Labyrinth is Hoggle, and I didn't know how I would do anything like that. I mean, I could do a fiery look. I might do that at some point. They used to creep me out when I was a child. These movies always used to creep me out when I was a child. In Dark Crystal, I didn't like Chamberlain. The way he went, and they look like vultures, which isn't, you know, the nicest looking creature. I know they're meant to be evil. Although I believe Jim Henson bases his work off the Brothers Grimm, where they believe that children should be scared, which, you know, fair enough. Oh, I think I've gone overboard with the blush. I like the look of it though. Okay, we're just gonna keep it. This is meant to be me as a Gelfling, I guess. I don't know how I'm gonna actually make myself look like a puppet. With the purple, I think I'm not gonna put the purple around the eyes. I just wanted to have purple eyes. I actually have brown contacts. I could have put those in instead, but I like these contact lenses and they reminded me of this movie, so that's what we're doing. I wish more movies had puppet. I know that CGI is easier. If you've ever looked behind the scenes at movies that involve puppet, it is very complex. On YouTube you can find all of the behind the scenes of Labyrinth. They show how many puppets were needed for the big goblin scene where they're all dancing with the Goblin King. Oh, it's insane. Like, no wonder no one wants to direct things like that. That's a lot of people to direct all at once. I don't mind CGI. I just prefer practical things. Just in general, like if you think of, oh, what's a good example? Star Wars. I feel like Star Wars is a good example because they started with more of the practical effects just because of the year it was made. They used to hand paint star backgrounds. It's amazing. Look them up. I would highly recommend it. It's so impressive. Not to say that CGI isn't impressive, it does not work, but I feel like, at least for me, I see the heart a lot more when it comes to practical effects than I do with CGI. And all of my favourite movies have more practical effects than CGI. Like Gremlins, all the puppets. Who made the puppets for Gremlins? Although, were they animatronic or were they puppets? I'm not actually sure. They might have been animatronic. They might have been like Rexy for the original Jurassic Park, where they ruined their own animatronic by putting her out in the rain. Obviously, animatronics don't do well in the rain. They're literally animatronics. I'm gonna try and do some freckles. I don't usually do freckles, so this is bad. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna take this colour here, which is kind of like the most orangey brown. I'm just going to take a little bit of it, tap it on, and then tap it out. Feel like that will look okay. Again, I can't really see. That look okay? This video is just going to turn into me taking contact lenses in and out. They needed a lot more tapping out. Can you imagine hand painting the faces of puppets? Like, how much time would that take? Wait, that looked a bit better. If I just use the point of it rather than the flat. See, we're learning as we go. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, CGI over practical effect. I think both should be used in movies because when you put them together, I think it just looks better. If you take even like the big movies, big blockbuster movies like all the Avengers thing, I think you can tell the difference from when they lean more heavily on, you know, the actual stunts rather than the CGI. I mean, the CGI looks fine, I just don't know how well it's gonna hold up. Whereas I feel like practical effects hold up, not because they look better, but because they look like they've got more heart put into them, so people remember them more. Like, people remember the names of the people who did this, whereas I feel like, sadly, people don't know CGI artists. Although, maybe I'm wrong, maybe people follow really really closely on the work of CGI artists, and I'm just not one of them because I'm not overly interested. But I hope they get recognised for their work and it's not just seen as, oh, it's just CGI. Back to Dark Crystal. Kira kind of has quite big bags under her eyes. I think I'm going to try and, after finishing these freckles, which is taking a very long time, but you need a very light hand is what I've worked out, I'm going to try and get the bags of my eyes a little bit more pronounced by putting like a darker shadow underneath. These are definitely not the best freckles in the world, but they're also not terrible. I'm going to go in with a little tiny bit of this darker colour, add a little bit of variation. That makes it look a little bit better rather than being overly ginger. Although you can't really see her freckles. I feel like you can only see them in like close-ups of the puppet, and even then it's basically just here, whereas real freckles, I feel like they go around on your forehead a little bit more. Okay, now that the freckles are finally done, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do before, which is pronounce my under eye bag area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the bright orange on the bags, and then go in with the brown I used for the first freckles underneath and kind of smoke it out a little bit. I feel like that's kind of the look I was going for. I feel like that looks quite cute. She doesn't, obviously she's not wearing eyeshadow, it's just like the flush of her face. So I'm going to go in with the same mixture of oranges I did for the cheeks on like a dense fluffy brush. Kind of mix it in, but like still leave a gap. You want like a skin break. And then to blend it better into the skin, I'm gonna go in with this light colour, which is kind of my skin colour. I'm like a lighter version of my skin colour. Blend the front and kind of make my eyelids look a little bit brighter as well. It's kind of too bright in this section, like just above the pupil, so I'm gonna go back in with the brighter orange. Very, very light-handed. I feel like I should have shaved my eyebrows while doing this. I completely forgot. Okay, she kind of has no eyeliner, but kind of like a darker line above her eye. For that, I'm gonna take my Guinea brush here, and I'm gonna dip into this colour here, which is kind of a orangey tone brown, and do like a wing eyeliner with it. Start with a little line and then blend it up. Because I've winged it out too much, I'm going to just go back in with the brush I used for the eyeshadow and blend it out. Okay, it's still there, but it looks quite nice actually. I'm not mad at it. Just trying to keep it as close to my lash line as possible, because they do have eyelashes, but they're not overly obvious. Okay, I feel like the eyes are good. Let's put on a little tiny bit of mascara. I'll just do one coat, and I think I'm just gonna do the top as well. Honestly, I feel like this would make a pretty nice everyday look. Like if you want to look more magical but you want to wear normal makeup, I feel like this is a really good way of doing it. For lipstick, I'm going to be using my Cult Candy Cosmetics in BB because it's a nice natural pink, and they have really wide mouths. So I think what I'm going to do first, same brush I did the eyeliner in, same colour I did the eyeliner, and I'm just going to extend my mouth out a bit just to give myself a good base. And now we're going to go with this, but it's kind of nice and soft. So I'm just going to put it on the centre of the lips and then blend it out with a brush, just to get that more soft look. And I'm pulling it all the way out to that extended line. Okay, it's looking a little bit too purpley toned, but I'm going to finish the bottom and then fix it. Yeah, definitely too purpley toned. So I'm going to go in with the darker orange and just kind of pack it over the top, bring that colour down a bit. I feel like we're pretty much done with the makeup, so I'm going to put some setting spray on. Final step is a wig. So again, I only own the one wig. So you've probably seen it many times if you watch my other videos. But I spent far too long putting little plaits in it. I'm really bad at hair, so it took me far too long when it should have taken literally half an hour. And then the absolute final step is ears, because they are like little elf creatures, and we are finished. I feel like I look so cute. I'm very happy I did this. It's not perfect, obviously. I feel like if you want to do a real Kira cosplay, you need wings, because even though she doesn't have wings all the time, that's what makes Kira Kira, and I would have to have a more earthy toned green outfit, but this is all I've got in terms of green. It's very Lord of the Rings elf looking. I feel like the only difference is the mouth. When you extend it, it looks more like a Gelfling than it does just look like a normal elf. But I do hope you enjoyed this video and that you enjoy my final look, and I hope that if you haven't seen or heard of Dark Crystal, you will go watch it, because it's a really good movie. And all of the other Jim Henson things as well, like Labyrinth or Fraggle Rock or even just the Muppets. But thanks again for watching. If you did enjoy it, give it a like, and then comment what else you'd like me to do, and then subscribe as I try and post a new video every single week. But don't hold me to that. Bye bye!